In this video, I'm going to take the logarithm program, which uses the if a decision statement, and we're going to convert this to Python. The easiest way to do this is to go under Tools and choose the source code viewer. On the far left upper hand corner, it should say Python. If it has anything other than Python, use the down arrow key. Make sure you choose Python. Sometimes it may show auto pseudocode, but you should change it to Python. And what it does is it does its own little pseudocode. You can kind of see the layout. That's why they call it auto pseudocode. But in Python, this is actually converting it over to the Python code is how it would look. Then the next step is you're going to click Save. And close save, whatever we call it. If statements, make sure that the FPRG, which stands for the logarithm, that is removed. And then you press save, and it has saved it in Python. I'm going to the folder where I stored the program, and here it is. Gross pay if, right click, go to edit with idle, pull it up. And here is the program. We'll go ahead on and show the line numbers. Here is the actual code, and it's very similar to what we've done in Python before. The only thing that's different is when it converts over and a variable is anything other than a string variable, the computer automatically tries to put the str function on there to convert it to a string, as it is trying to combine a string with a non-string and to mitigate any error messages for type mismatch messages, because the data types are not the same when you combine. It converted it over. We're going to change this because we know that we have to use the F string in order to make it look more acceptable, as we have done a more acceptable manner in which we display the results. In the meantime, let's run the program. And we'll just kind of compare what we're going to compare what we did in the logarithm input to the input we're entering for the logarithm. So we'll put in the employee's name as Jeff Butler. How many hours did Jeff Butler work? And I think we said, let me just bring it over somewhere so we can see that. We'll add 70 hours at 32.50. And it will yield the same results as in the logarithm. That's the good thing about using a logarithm programs or flowchart program, that will allow you to put in your logic and test it for you. And if it works in the logarithm and you convert it over to Python, it's going to work correctly in the Python environment. Employee's name, pay rate over here on the side with the logarithm program, 32.50, regular hours 40, overtime hours 30, regular pay 1,300, overtime pay $1,462.50. Gross pay the same. The only thing about Python is that it automatically, when it's dealing with floating or real numbers, it's going to try to add some decimals where appropriate. What we're going to do now is just lay the output out in a way that it is formatted and it's a little bit more desirable. It's a desirable form of output, as you would see it in a typical report in the workforce. So I'm going to set this program up. as sort of like a little report. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say print, just to make a couple of blank lines, adding the print with the open close paren and no object in between the parentheses followed by a semicolon allows me to tell the computer to make a blank line and then put another comment, or another instruction on the same line. So adding a semicolon at the end of a line in Python is not necessary, but what it does do is allow the user to add more than one instruction per line. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and say print. And I'm going to tell the computer to print this 70 times. And we may use this throughout the program, so I may copy it. And then at the end, so at the end, I will add that line with these asterisks. Also, what I would like to do is add print f-string employee pay report. And we want to center this particular label or caption. So we'll just do it based on 70. And we will surround that with these asterisks. Okay, so let's look at the program and see what it does so far. If there are any errors, it will let us know. Good. And this is something that I intentionally added as it's a syntactical error. That is, whenever you use the F in the single quote with an asterisk and you want to display a message, you must enclose it with double quotes, followed by a colon, which separates what you want the program to display, followed by how, or the format specifier. So let's run it again. So we'll say Mary Larson. She works 40 hours a week. She has get a pay rate of $39.75. So as I add these formatting statements, print statements to the report, it just kind of makes it look a little bit better. And we're going to change these up a little bit too, so that we have two places to the right of the decimal and all these values will line up. Whenever we display the results and we want several options that are different to be concatenated or combined, Python automatically adds these plus symbols, but when we use the F string, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead on and change this, add name, and you can specify how much space or how many characters you want the name to include. Suppose you want the name to be up to 20 characters, and you add an S for string. Okay. With the string, you don't necessarily have to put the S in there, but it is a good idea as you're adding F for float, and you may put other types of data types in your format specifier. Likewise, for this one, we'll change this to F string. And we'll add the pay rate. And we won't specify how much space we want to allocate for that yet. Remove those pluses, and we don't want str in there either. That'll mess everything up. That way we would not be able to add the pay rate and set it up with commas, floating commas, and decimals. So some paychecks are rather large, so I always allocate enough space. That's why I say 10. Although you could use 9, it wouldn't be a problem to say 9, comma, 0.2f. Okay, let's see what these F strings do at this point, okay? So when you look at this actual Python program, I've changed most of the print statements that are used in the report to F string. And I just set it to 40. Initially, I said 70, but I just set it to 40 because it's a small program. We could make it larger and center it and whatnot. I just right now want to center the title. And a lot of times what determines how your output is going to look is if you have more than one item on the same line. It's easy to center all of them, but you would have to make these two different objects and store it in a name and then center that name, as I showed in an earlier example. Nevertheless, just make sure you understand how to do your F strings. And I'm doing it pretty much the way the book shows it. There are different ways, but this is one of the best methods. Okay, so taking a look at the F strings. Let's now run the program. We'll put on here Mary Brown. She worked 40 hours and she gets $27.50 an hour. And here's her report. Employee name Mary Brown, $27.50 is the pay rate. Hours worked 40, gross pay $1,100. Now let's run the program again. At the bottom we'll say Jim Bush. He works 65 hours, $27.50. So we just ran a program where the employee worked overtime. So we put in his name. He worked 65 hours and his pay rate is $127.50. And so you'll see the information: 40 hours, 25 was overtime, regular pay $5,100. Overtime is $4,781.25, and the gross pay is $9,881.25. Feel free to go through this program and look at it carefully. Don't forget at the end, make sure that you write and gross pay program, because very soon we're going to be using and creating modules, and those modules are going to have names also. So we'll just say in main gross pay program. Okay, if you have questions, please contact me as soon as possible through Microsoft Teams by way of email. Thank you.